Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy for Now. It's me, Isabel, here with my October wrap up. We're not doing highs, lows, and surprises. I read a lot. I'm going to take you through every single book because I didn't vlog the entirety of October. And that's our plan moving forward, is at least one monthly wrap up, if not a mid-month as well. We'll see what happens. It really just depends on a lot of things that are currently in flux, as discussed in my reset. Obviously, as I'm filming this, you're getting an October wrap up. My dad is somehow still here, is what I will tell you without going into a lot of detail. The man is stubborn in life and in this process. Just gonna stay stubborn, I think, and we're getting through it. Thumbs up. But either way, let's dive right into my stats for the month of October, because wow, I read way more than I expected. And then like this month I've read one book and it's the 5th, so comparison. I read 22 books in the month of October for a total of 5,131 pages. My average rating was a 3.9, which isn't shocking. I usually shoot for a 4, but the things I was reading, was part of it. I did about 18 hours of audiobooks, give or take. I don't know if I updated audiobook hours in my spreadsheet before I did this, to be honest with you, so that number may be off because I read a lot of novellas on audio, and I just don't remember, and honestly, I don't have the energy for it right now, so that'll get updated at some point if it ever does. And that's okay if I don't. I read 4 titles from KU. And then as far as our age demographics, everything I read was an adult title. Format-wise, it was 9 ebooks and 13 audiobooks. So that is also wild. All right, let's now dive into all 22 titles that I read. All right, sorry, I adjusted the camera a little here. But first things first, the first book I read this month, or finished, was He Knows When You're Sleeping. Book 2 in the Ulta Hensley Stalker Romance Banana Pants Hot Christmas Stories. This was fun. If you want something silly stalker romance for the holiday season, I think these are a great option. They are in KU. Your library should have the audiobooks now that they're being traditionally republished. Book 2 follows a jewelry designer who has a billionaire type man obsessed with her, and he's like quietly stalking her and like orchestrating their meet cute and taking her to Sweden, I think, to like interview for this like position as this designer. There's some intrigue that I wish was explored a little bit more on the like romantic suspense element of this, but overall it was just a fun time. It was a silly time and I enjoyed it. So there's that. Then I read Feeling the Heat Part 1 by Emily Antoinette. I did get an arc of this book as well from the author, and I'm really hoping I get an arc for book 2 because Part 1 of Feeling the Heat was fantastic. I blew through this book so quickly, which I tend to do with an Omegaverse when I like it. And this for me just really hit the spot. I am planning to order physicals of Part 1 and Part 2 if I enjoy Part 2, which I don't think I wouldn't enjoy it, to be honest with you. I don't know of a world where I don't enjoy Part 2. But Part 1 follows our heroine who turns 40 and goes into heat and is revealed as an Omega very late in life. And she does work with one of the people in the pack that she is being courted by and is navigating a very stressful experience, to say the least. She ends up in the house with them for a lot of reasons, and I really just liked this pack dynamic a lot happening here. I really liked all 3 of our love interests. I really liked how involved and engaged they were with her and how each one catered to different needs she had, but also were very unique characters in and of themselves. I didn't feel like I was reading 3 of the same heroes. We got a really fun By Awakening tease in book 1, part 1, so I'm excited for part 2 to fully explore that as well. And basically I really liked this one too because I think it's fun when the pack is like already like besties in a way. So our heroes are all 3. 2 of them are besties and 2 of them are together as a couple. So that was really fun and enjoyable. But overall, Late Awakening Omega is delightful, especially 40. Like, that was a nice surprise. Then I have Accidentally Kidnapping the Mafia Boss by Evie Rose. This was absolutely mid, beyond mid. It was fun up until the point that she had kidnapped him and we got into that portion of the plot, and then I was bored. I finished it because I got an arc from NetGalley for this one of the audiobook. And yeah, I don't really recommend. I don't feel like it nails the whole kidnapping the mafia boss trope as well as other books I've read it with this trope. And kind of dragged on in a weird way for being a novella. Then we have Pounded in the Patch by Dana Leanne. This is a fun primal play, mask play, chase through a maze, Halloween novella. I really enjoyed this. I'm curious to try the next book, which is her Christmas one of this couple. it is set up as consent non-consent. Now, you're going to think there is no consent when you start this book, but it is revealed at some point that it is consent non-consent. So that's why I'm telling you this. So do go in knowing that, because at first I was like, whoa, what? Because I was like, that's kind of wild. But I was okay with it because I knew I was going in for like mass chasing through a maze, primal play-ish vibes. But yeah, this was really fun and I enjoyed myself quite a bit. Then I read Trapped by Shay Sanders. I was surprised by how much I liked this. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. Overall, it is an erotic paranormal, so it does not have a happily ever after. I kind of wish it was a little longer and we would have gotten more about these monsters situations because they were kind of creepy in a fun way, so I enjoyed that. Then as a warm-up to the next book, I read Fated to the Feral Wolf by April L. Moon. I've been working my way through this series since April this year, and I decided to just go ahead and read book 2 because I could get the audio on Hoopla, I believe. And that was a mistake. I should not have done that because I've now bought 2 more books in this series since reading this one because I was like, I can't wait. But I read Fated the Feral Wolf. This is book 2 in the Hunted Omega series. This has a big overarching world plot happening that I'm really, really enjoying and curious about, where they're basically trying to get it so Omegas are no longer hunted and killed. And this one follows the feral wolf that is part of their pack, Dirge, and Shay, who is one of the friends in the girls' friend group. And she is, how do I say this? Like this, okay, this is one of those books that felt like a bridge book in the best and worst way. So like we get this couple's HEA, we get a lot of their relationship, right? Which is good, and that's what I wanted. But also we aren't getting enough of them. It's a lot of the world plot and the situation happening, I felt like, more than a focus on them. And to focus on book 3, which is an accidental pregnancy or surprise pregnancy, whatever you want to call it, situation. So I liked this one. It was like a 3.5 versus a 4 or 5 like the other ones have been in the series. Then I read Mate by Allie Hazelwood. Cohen Can Take My Heart. I really liked Bride, but I absolutely loved Mate. Mate was everything I wanted it to be and then some. I have stuff from the out of print collection in my cart. Like, I want more of Mate. I'm going to try and get a special edition of Mate because that's how much I liked Mate. I wanted to get a special edition of it that is not a Barnes & Noble edition. Well, Serena from book 1, who's best friends with Misery, and Cohen, a leader of a pack who has made a promise of celibacy, basically, to be leader of the pack. And Serena is trying to dodge going into heat. This is very much like a werewolf shifter with heat and knotting 101 for people, because not every werewolf shifter has heats or knotting. It really varies pretty widely. I really feel like Allie is in her own like perfect element with this book, with Mate especially. If we get more books like this from Allie, I'm going to be a very happy girl in my paranormal reading, because this was everything. We had enough world plot happening, like world building happening, and plot around her heat and all of these things, and the two of them having to resist each other. And yeah, I think overall I am very, very, very happy with this one. I don't want to spoil it too much. I feel like there's tons of people talking about it. If Mate has piqued your interest, definitely put a hold on it and get it from your library and give it a try. I am a happy camper. Then I read The Heir Apparent's Rejected Mate by Kate C. Wells. These were all my Love in the Night vlog reads, so if you're curious, you can also go watch me read them there. This is book 2 in the 5-pack series by Kate C. Wells. I'm slowly working my way through them because they're all rejected mates. So I'm not going to marathon all of these. There's no way. I was really surprised at how much I liked this one for being a high school setting, to be honest with you, because that's usually not my jam these days at all. Like, it takes a lot to get me to want to pick up a book that is like high school set. But I really liked it. I thought it was a really enjoyable read. I really liked how this couple came together and what had to happen. Our hero really had to push back about a lot of expectations and standards that were being set for him to be with his mate. Then, this is the beginning of, but we'll get there in a minute. So first, I read Never Flirt with a Dragon by Lola Glass and Never Feed a Dragon by Lola Glass. That is not in specific order because, well, I'm just going to loop these two together, and then we have another Lola Glass section. These two finish out the Mate Mountain series, which follow 3 dragon brothers and them finding their mates. They are fun. They all help run this like prison situation in the mountain. It's interesting, but basically, like, dragons mate for life and treat their mates like part of their horde. So this was fun. It was entertaining. I really liked the first one because we followed 2 sisters for the next 2 in this series. So sister 1 is Never Flirt with a Dragon. and they end up mated, and then never feed a dragon. She feeds him spaghetti because he's constantly arguing with her about how like something isn't good with spaghetti. I cannot remember the exact details, but basically her attempt to feed him spaghetti then ignites their mate bond for him even more, and they end up mated. And both of these are definitely like hesitant mated mates situation, but they're very fun, very silly, kind of meshable into one book in your brain, so that's not always great, but you'll understand why more in a minute with some of that. Then I read The Tenant by Katrina Jackson. This was our pick for Love in the Night. It was okay. It definitely leans more historical than romance, so there's that. I'm not going to talk extensively about it. There is a live show, and again, the vlog. Then I ended Love in the Night with Witch Trapment by M.L. Bash. I loved this threesome between a witch, a vampire, and a werewolf. I think it was really, really fun, really enjoyable to read, and just a good time overall. I'm hoping we get more in this world. I've got my fingers crossed, like truly, for a couple more in this world. I think it'd be really fun. Then I read Ofrenda by Jimena de la Noche. This is a prequel novella to her full release in January, and I really liked this. I'm really intrigued. Basically, our heroine has to find a way to make money to pay for a bunch of things that are happening, including her father's cancer treatment and her brother getting into college. So she puts herself up for auction, and that auction she is won by like the head gang member leader in town. I don't remember if he was called Cartel or not or what in this book, but I'm intrigued. It was a really interesting setup, and honestly the writing was really good, especially for a debut. Then I read Not Their Burden by Melissa Huxley. This is a Omegaverse arc that I got of an audiobook. It's like the audiobook's it has come out now. So I got the audiobook. This was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I would probably listen to the next two books in this series. I do believe this is the author's debut Omegaverse, and it's from like 2023. It's moderately like low conflict in a weird way for being high conflict, because she's basically in this facility that is taking advantage of her and trying to make extra money by forcing her into a relationship with this pack that is like basically banned from all of the matching facilities, and they're like isolating her and all these things, and the guys have to do a bunch to save her from this isolation and the situation. And I liked those elements of it, but I also felt like parts of it were like a little bit too dragged on for me. And I don't know, I'm just like, and then it ends with like your cliffhanger for book 2, and I was like, the epilogue sets up book 2's situation, which I don't love, so there's also that. It was fine. It was absolutely just like fine. Again, if arcs come out for book 2 and I can get the audio, I probably would listen to it because it was a very easy listen. Next is my Lola Glass marathon I need to talk to you about. So I finished I have officially read every single Lola Glass I can get through the library or Hoopla on audiobook. Every single one. So I read all of the Wildwood series, which are The Art of Avoiding Your Werewolf, The Art of Avoiding Your Alpha, and The Art of Avoiding Your Soulmate. So this is Wildwood. These are all wolf hybrid shifters who have basically escaped and are seeking sanctuary. And the first one is the alpha of the pack. One is another alpha of another pack. And the soulmate is like one of the alpha's seconds. This is really fun. These 3 girls are friends, and 2 of them live together in book 1, and then they rescue their friend during these 3 books, and she's book 3. This was a really fun series. I liked the setup. It's interesting. It's different. It felt very unique compared to the dragon books I read with Lola Glass. I think I liked these more, but overall, I just also enjoy how her worlds are like intertwined. So like there's mentions of the dragon stuff in this book, and there's mentions of the demons in the next series that I read, which is the Devotion and Deceit or something, or Deceit and Devotion series, which are how to fall in love with a demon, how to fall in lust with a monster, and how to earn like with a monster, and how to fall in lust with the devil, something like that. Here are the 3 covers. These 3 follow 3 demon brothers. I believe they were brothers. And these follow them and their relationships, including the sister of the dragon shifters from Mate Mountain. So like that was kind of fun to get her story and get that all played out here. I enjoyed these as well. I did not enjoy them as much as I liked Wildwood, and I'm probably going to read her Bookish Girl whatever series when those kind of newish soon. We'll see if I can read with my eyeballs. These really happened because I could audiobook them in a day, and when I first got here, one of my survival mechanics during this process has been trying to audiobook novellas in a day, because it makes me feel like I did something. It makes me feel like I did something for me. It makes me feel like I'm doing more than just surviving a little bit right now. So that's really, really helpful and important. Then I read Just for Tonight by Rosie Adams. This is a great little novella set around New Year's. So put it on your TBR. If it's not on your TBR, put it on to read on New Year's Eve because it's a perfect like post-Christmas novella. Follows a best man and bridesmaid or maid of honor. It follows a best man and a maid of honor at their friend's wedding in Mexico. It's a very small event and they hook up. And it was a good time. And then last but not least, the final Halloween novella that I forgot to mark as read until recently is Slash or Smash by Dita Garcia. This is set in a escape room and our heroine is dressed up as like a cute bat. And as she's navigating with her friends, the guys in the mask, they're stepbrothers or half-brother. Yeah, they're step-siblings. So they're not related. Grab her and they have their way with her. And it's a fun time. It was a really fun, short, smutty time. I enjoyed myself. I will be picking up her her Christmas themed ones probably here because it was like 50 pages and a fun time. And that's truly exactly what my body and brain need right now because I am definitely seeking a fun time and an enjoyable time versus anything that's gonna like stress me out right now, which I know, like, I feel like that makes sense with everything going on. So yeah, that's everything I read in October. I'm so proud of myself because truly there was a chance that I was going to freeze the rest of the month and not really get through anything, but I managed it. So that's really, really nice. I would love to know what you read in October and loved. How was your reading month overall? Did you find any new favorites? Anything you absolutely hated? All that good stuff. If you have recommendations, again, for novellas for me, especially if they're available on audio, but if they're not on audio, like under 100 pages or 150, that would be fantastic because that will help me just keep my reading going. I definitely feel like things I can finish in 1 or 2 sittings is essential right now. And when I say 1 or 2 sittings, that's why I'm saying novellas because I don't get to sit down and read for like 3 hours at a time right now. It's like me squeezing in 20, 30 minutes here and there, and unless it's on audio. So there's that. But yeah, you can do all that down below. If you don't do any of that, you can leave me a candy emoji because I feel like that last cover had a lot of like candy and neons on it. So leave me a candy emoji of your choice down below. I will have links to all the books I read and to be my friend anywhere on the internet that I am. And I will talk to y'all in just a few days. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions. We'll get away. This is what we waited for.